In the headlines, GMD NNPC Limited apologizes over fuel scarcity, says queue will disappear next week. Senate probes abandoned 400 billion naira primary healthcare center project across 774 local government areas initiated by Obasanjo's administration. Internally displaced persons in Zamfara state seek government intervention. And away from Nigeria, dozens killed, many displaced in landslides near Brazil's Rio de Janeiro. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. The news in full. Group Managing Director of the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC Limited, Mele Kyari, says local production of premium motor spirits will be the solution to incessant fuel scarcity in the country. Kyari gave the assurance at a meeting with an ad hoc committee of the House of Representatives investigating the circumstances surrounding the importation of the adulterated fuel into the country, assuring that the current fuel scarcity will be over by next week. The report.
The meeting is convened for the NNPC GMD to explain to the lawmakers the current fuel scarcity in the country, which has a negative effect on the people. Over the week, long queues have resurfaced at petrol stations in most of the major cities following recent scarcity after major marketers imported adulterated product into the country. While some fuel stations are locked, the few that are open have motorists waiting for hours to buy fuel. This problem is caused by importation of adulterated PMS, which is confirmed to have a high percentage of methanol.
Even though methanol is a regular additive in petrol, but it is usually blended to acceptable quantity. The recent supply are in excess of this additive, of which it's resulted in consequences, its injuries to our fragile economy and the generality of our citizens.
We know all the trucks that leave our depots, but we do not know where they end up. This is reality. It is not possible. There's no tracking mechanism to enable this. And we also all know that some of these products find their ways to the places that may not be in this country. I don't have statistics to back this up, but we know that smuggling takes place. I'm sure very honorable members, you will agree that this is the reality that is happening.
Lawmakers quiz further on why the contaminated fuel is not detected prior to the importation into the country or after. They say NNPC has no excuse. However, the GMD says the NNPC lacks the facility to detect such, but promised to ensure such does not happen again.
Emulsification, when you have water and then it's not mixing with methanol, things like this are bound to happen. So what are we doing to remedy this? I know you have stopped vessels from coming in, you have quarantined these ones. If this happens again, Nigerians are likely to, to be angry. So what are we going to do to prevent this going forward? It's obvious there was a mistake here.
If it is that they already know the specifications which come to Nigeria, why would they send us something that is not meant for Nigeria?
Ignorance, which we are all claiming here, cannot be excused that we are saying Nigerians will continue to suffer. Somebody must take responsibility for this. Because if we don't, somebody will say something similar to that in the future. So what I'm trying to say here is that we are going to need a lot of relevant documentation to the fact that you are not aware that such practice took place.
We have said that this product meets our specification. Every test that we need to do, we have done it to make sure that this product meets our specification. And the only good faith, that is what I say, only good faith of your supplier will tell you, or some kind of intelligence information that you have. Otherwise, there is no way you will know that this product will contain methanol. Let me also repeat, again for this purpose. First, we did not know that this product contained methanol. We absolutely didn't know. Your investigation will give you the reality at the end of the tunnel. And once you have this situation and you withdraw volumes in the market, you will have supply disruption. It comes with consequences. We are very conscious of the consequences that it will come with it, the queues that you are seeing, the disruption of economic activities that is very, very obvious, and also in terms of the liquidated damages, that can be a legal process where you may not be able to recover your position. So we are aware of this. We regret this situation, and of course it is completely unavoidable. We didn't see it coming. I apologize to Nigerians that we didn't see this coming.
The committee then adjourned but promised to invite the GMD after speaking with the 4 major marketers indicted for importing the adulterated fuel into the country.
The Nigerian Senate has mandated its committees on health, primary health care and communicable disease, works and housing to investigate the abandoned 400 billion naira national primary health care project initiated by former President Olusegun Obasanjo across the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. The resolution is reached on Wednesday after Senate considered a motion to that effect. The report.
The motion tagged need to investigate the abandoned 400 billion naira National Primary Healthcare Center project was sponsored by Senator Yaya Ibrahim Oluregbe, representing Kwara Central Senatorial District. The primary healthcare centers were conceived to cover all the 774 local government areas in the country. However, years after conception, the project is yet to see the light of day.
The Senate notes that a National Primary Healthcare Center project was initiated by the administration of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo in the year 2006 to build in each of the 774 local government areas in Nigeria a 60-bed health centers, which was to be complemented with 3-bedroom flats, doctor's quarters, an ambulance, and all basic hospital equipment and drugs. The Senate further notes that in order to achieve this lofty project, the federal government deducted monies from the excess crude account of all the 774 local government areas on a monthly basis, whereas the same money with the then Platinum Abib Bank, now Keystone Bank, until the funds required for the actualization of the project was realized.
Lawmakers who spoke in support of the motion said the issue of the project is well overdue.
Mr. President, I think this is an opportunity for us to really look into this matter dispassionately and put the blame where it is, because Nigerians have been shortchanged about the project. The money has been paid very substantially, but there's nothing to show for it.
Mr. President, this is one time to make good what we have said about the 9th Senate. The investigation must go on. We must be able to lay the blames where they should be really. And something good must come out of this. 440 billion naira, Mr. President, is something that would work well for our people in the health sector.
The Senate has then mandated the Committee on Health to carry out full-scale investigation into the abandoned project.
Internally displaced persons in Zamfara state want the state government and public-spirited individuals to come to their aid to alleviate their plight. The IDPs say they're facing many challenges, including lack of food, shelter, and clothing. The report.
Bandits' activities in Zamfara state has ravaged several communities, claimed many lives, and displaced nearly 600,000 persons, mostly women and children, as well as affected over 184,000 households in the state. The number of the internally displaced persons in the state may be more than this, as communities are being sacked daily by the bandits. The displaced have no roof to put their heads, and they are left roaming the streets, begging for what they will eat with their children, while others are accommodated at their relatives' or friends' residence, pending when the security situation will improve so that they can return to their communities. This is because there is no official internally displaced persons IDPs camps in Zamfara state. Tsunami Community is a suburb of Gusau metropolis, and there are about 3,000 IDPs who were displaced from different communities and local councils. They usually go out in the morning to look for daily bread for their families.
What happened to us in our village is they chased us from our houses and they came back again yesterday. They killed my brother and injured me, but I was taken to the hospital. They took all our things and took other people's property like goats and other stuffs. All the women suffered a lot. No woman will say this is what they did to her. She will only say she suffered. You know, we women, we are gentle and shy. They did all kinds of stuff with them. We request the government to assist us with foodstuffs. What happened to us was armed robbers entered our village. They killed people and also took women. Some of us lost our husbands. The problem we are facing is lack of shelter, food and clothes. Please, the government should assist us.
The husbands of some of the women were killed when the bandits invaded their communities, leaving them with the responsibility of catering for many children. The IDPs want government and wealthy individuals to help reduce their plights. They said their immediate needs are foods, shelters, and clothing for themselves and their children.
I am grateful to God. We seek the assistance of those that have means to help us with shelter and foodstuffs. They shot my husband 3 times and I took my children to the hospital. We were able to farm last year, but we didn't get the chance to farm this year. We migrated from our houses. My son was shot and my husband is dead. We are grateful to those that are providing us with food. We need the government to assist us.
The internally displaced persons in Zamfara state go through a pathetic situation, hoping that one day banditry will end so that they can return home.
At least 4 travelers have been attacked and killed, while many are injured on Wednesday at Bida junction of Jos North local government area of Plateau State. Ado Musa gives an update.
This is Jamaat Nusrat Islam Central Box. We are the survivors of the incident we are brought. What actually happened was at about 12 a.m. midnight of Wednesday, when the travelers were passing through Jos. Suddenly some hoodlums attacked them around Bida junction, just not local government area of the Plateau State. According to the account of the survivors, they were beaten and macheted, which led to the death of 4 of them, including the driver. Many people were saying that the latest attack is connected to the Tuesday's attack at mining sites at Yelwazagam, where 2 miners were killed. Plateau State Police Command ASP Uba Gabriel confirmed this, but said only 2 people were killed. Here are some of the survivors who share their experiences. We are coming from Kano to Nasarawa State, and unexpectedly, some people with sticks, machetes, and other dangerous weapons in their numbers stopped us on the road and started smashing our vehicle. We were all confused. While we were trying to go out of the vehicle, they started beating and macheting us with dangerous weapons. Luckily enough, a trailer arrived at the scene, and their attention shifted toward the trailer. Some of us who were strong enough fled the area, but my friend, whom we went to Kano to buy textile material, was killed. Yesterday, we were on our way from Kano to Nasarawa when we met some people on the road. They asked us to come out of the vehicle. Before you know anything, they smashed the windscreen of our vehicle. They started beating us. We were all confused. I fell down, but I later stood up and fled the area. We were lucky that we are alive. We thank God. However, the Plateau State Governor Simon Bakolalon has condemned the incident in its totality and asked the security agencies to investigate the matter and bring the perpetrators to justice.
Northern groups comprising the coalition of northern groups in Nigeria and the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum have condemned the recent attack on northerners at the cattle market in Abia State, which claimed the lives of 8 people, describing the act as unacceptable. The CNG spokesperson, Abdulaziz Suleiman, on behalf of the groups, while reacting to the attack, called on the state government to act quickly and bring the culprits to book. He warned that the North will no longer tolerate unwarranted attacks on its people living as minorities in the southeast or any other part of the country. Recall that hoodlums had on Tuesday, February 15, 2022, invaded traders at the new cattle market located in Umuamazo, Ukwa West local government area of Abia State, killing 8 people. Ban on activities of volunteer security, otherwise known as Yensa Kai in Katsina State, is generating reactions in view of the security challenges confronting the state. Though the volunteer Yensa Kai are not recognized by the government, security experts say integrating them into vigilante or conventional security outfits will assist greatly in restoring peace. Abdullahi Yamadi tells us more.
Integrating the volunteer securities, popularly known as NSAK, will give them the opportunity to contribute in providing security and prevent them from being potential recruits into banditry or political thuggery. Abubakar Ibrahim, who is also a retired military officer and a former commandant presidential guards during Sani Abacha administration, commends the Masari-led government for banning the activities of NSAK, but calls for caution and engage them into something reasonable.
If you ban NSAK, then you must bring him under structured command, so that at every second of the clock you know his whereabouts. NSAK is no other person but somebody who has developed capacity for extreme violence. And letting loose that person and not putting him under structured command and not giving him something to do is dangerous.
He also called for more sensitization to enable the NSAK be well informed about their ban so as not to engage in anything that could foment trouble. Other respondents such as Nura Muhammad and Aminu Musa Tasha Ankara Faskari local government were of the opinion that the government should also empower the conventional vigilantes to make them more result-oriented. This will go a long way in complementing other security outfits to forestall the current security challenges bedeviling some parts of Katsina State. Ban of NSAK in Katsina State is a good omen. The government has done well, but I want the government to also empower the NSAK, done so many things that went out of hand, and you cannot allow some few individuals be taking laws into their hands. Really, NSAK have their advantage and their disadvantages. I was born in Ankara village and I saw one deaf man who was very used to our family. We were family friends, but just like that, some members of NSAK group came to our community and killed him innocently. That is rather unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. Their activities is worrisome. But to some extent, sometimes they contribute towards maintaining law and order in some communities. So you see, they have their advantage and their disadvantage. However, the special advisor to Governor Aminu Bello Masari on security matters, Alhaji Ibrahim Muhammad Katsina, who lamented the activities of the volunteer security, said NSAK only provoke violence rather than taking measures to prevent crises. He said the insecurity has escalated as a result of the activities of NSAK and assured that government will not fold its arms watching some few elements taking advantage of insecurity to launch reprisal attacks on innocent people.
NSAK are not volunteer groups. Okay. They are criminal elements that present themselves as volunteer groups in order to perpetrate crime. There is clear distinction between vigilante volunteer groups and NSAK. Literally, what is the meaning of Ensaka even in Hausa? Somebody who is on his own volition, doing what he thinks is right. So as far as we are concerned, Ensaka are doing criminal activities, even based on the order that is banning them. We have stated it clearly. They provoke unprovoked action by selective criminal activities, in the sense that they go to Fulani settlements, they go to markets, select Fulani, segregate them, go and kill them in cold blood without recourse to justice.
The SA security to Governor Masari maintained that they will keep their ears to the ground and act swiftly anywhere the government receive a report of the activities of Ensaka. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Jail term risk over refuse disposal. Do stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Trust News Update. Let's take a look at some of our top stories. You heard that Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mele Kyari, says local production of premium motor spirits will be the solution to incessant fuel scarcity in the country. You also heard that Nigerian Senate has mandated its committees on health, primary health care and communicable disease, works and housing to investigate the abandoned 400 billion naira national primary health care project initiated by former President Olusegun Obasanjo across the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. In health, Nigeria has continued to record a daily decline in the number of COVID-19 cases, with 13 new infections logged on Wednesday in 4 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control says 7 persons were discharged after they recovered from the infection on Wednesday, with no fatality recorded. Going by the newly reported infections, Nigeria now has a total of 254,137 cases, 230,479 recoveries, and 3,141 deaths. Kebbi State's Urban Development Authority is set to commence prosecuting people who indiscriminately dump refuse in unauthorized dumping sites to curtail rampant defacing of public places and drainages with waste. Burning Kebbi, the Kebbi State capital, has recently been experiencing an increase in people dumping waste either in drainage or street corners, an act that poses threat to public health. Hamza Galadima takes a look at the situation.
Waste management in every society is an important aspect of town planning, as it is geared towards ensuring a clean and healthy environment in which people can live in peace with nature and its elements. Indiscriminate dumping of waste, however, does the opposite, as it degrades the environment and also creates an unhealthy atmosphere which is suitable for the breeding of germs and other viruses that could lead to outbreak of diseases. Hajia Fatima B. Umar, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry for Environment, Kebbi State, highlighted on the dangers of the indiscriminate dumping of waste to the environment, saying apart from the medical or health implications, this attitude also helps in polluting the atmosphere as well as create an unpleasant eyesore to the onlookers.
We all know refuse or waste not only defaces the beauty of the environment, but also pollute it. Poses danger to the society.
lalace iska ya tafi cikin ta wanda bai da daɗi.
In Birnin Kebbi, the Kebbi state capital, the indiscriminate dumping of waste by members of the public has taken over the most of the capital, creating a sorry sight and blocking gutters.
And finally, away from Nigeria, at least 94 people have been killed in mudslides and floods that tore through a mountainous region of Brazil's Rio de Janeiro state. The disaster in the city of Petrópolis followed 3 hours of torrential rain, and Rio de Janeiro Governor Claudio Castro said the number of dead could rise as searchers pick through the wreckage, adding that almost 400 people have been left homeless. The state fire department said more than 180 soldiers had been deployed, while civilians had also joined official recovery efforts. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro, who is on a trip to Russia, said on Twitter he had instructed the government to deliver immediate support to affected communities. Southeastern Brazil has been inundated with heavy rain since the start of the year, with more than 40 deaths recorded between incidents in Minas Gerais state in early January and Sao Paulo state later the same month. We've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Thanks for watching.